courage too strong.
The band's recent international Dare to Love tour meant a proud return for Jay Something to the land of his birth, Portugal. Now they're back in South Africa on the local leg of the tour.
Music trio MiCasa is celebrating their 5th year anniversary, and in a short space of time, this band has reached unimaginable heights. I'm here to meet the frontman, Joao, also known as Jay Something. This guy is an absolutely amazing cook, and he has the cutest little dog. He's the kind of guy you want to introduce to your mom.
Jay is an animal lover who grew up in the Eastern Cape, dreaming of owning a bulldog. He even knew the name he'd give it.
Who's this?
That's little Charlie Brown. Well, not so little, but yeah, that's my boy.
He's so cute.
Yeah, thanks.
He's quite famous, right? Isn't he on Instagram?
He's on Insta. He's got like, I think nearly 2,000 followers.
Wow. Now, you've just come back from an absolutely amazing tour in Portugal. What was the experience like?
Well, yeah, not just in Portugal. I mean, 12 cities around the world. We did the UK, we did Italy, we did Spain, Holland, Portugal, Canada. It was incredible. And we've been focusing in Africa now for quite a while. And we had never played in some of these places, you know. So we arrived and we didn't know what to expect. Next thing we knew, all the shows were sold out. It was crazy.
Crazy.
Mad.
Completely. You actually moved to South Africa when you were 7.
Yeah.
And what was the adjustment like?
I regard myself more South African than anything because I've been here most of my life. I arrived 95. So all I learned was Ubuntu, Ubuntu, Ubuntu the whole time, you know. So I was a 7-year-old kid who didn't know how to speak anything else other than Portuguese and only knew soccer balls, you know. So it was relatively tough. I mean, I saw a rugby ball for the first time. I saw a black dude for the first time. I was like, what's going on?
You saw a black dude for the first time in South Africa?
And they became my best friends. Mbasa and Impiwe. I'll never forget them in my life.
You studied a BCom degree. How did you get into music?
Since I was 5, I wanted to be like Michael Jackson my whole life. Portuguese mom will never allow her son to go into music, my boy. No. It was another story. So my mom wanted me to get a degree of some form. You know, most moms want kids to have their education, which I'm so thankful for now because I learned so much at varsity. You know, so I ended up going to Stellenbosch University and I did a marketing degree, and it's helped me so much because everything that I do is brand related. So it was fun.
And cooking?
I've always been passionate about food. I mean, I grew up in a family. My mom owned a restaurant for 20 years. Oh, wow. My dad taught my mom how to cook. The whole thing outside was very random because I just wanted to create a little space to get away, you know, and just to relax away from the music and not think about anything. And then I did the mistake of posting it on social media. And then everyone was like, oh my God, you can cook. And I was like, what? Yeah, okay. So,
well, it's one thing seeing things on TV and it's another having to experience them in real life. I want to experience it myself. It's generally better that way.
Yeah, I'll show you something. Okay, yeah, no problem, of course.
Conceived in a coffee shop, Jay's cooking show has seen him team up with some of SA's supermoms and celebrities in their homes. To answer that eternal question mothers are asked, what's for dinner?
So what's for lunch? As opposed to what's
for dinner, right? We're making a beef trinchado, which is a Portuguese dish that I grew up with, and I think every Portuguese guy can relate, or Portuguese people can relate a lot to it. But also, I think it's just a delicious beef-based dish with a Portuguese roll with chips.
Now, let's talk about what's for dinner. It was your first season,
It was amazing. I got women from around the country, superwomen just like you, to do stuff in the kitchen, just like we're doing now. Chop away, Lorna.
Actually, while I have you here, what technique do you have? Because my eyes always water with onions.
Well,
and I've heard everything, but I want to hear from you.
My mom has this silly one, which I don't really know if it works. But every time that I've tried, she runs the knife and the onion
in water. Okay, I've heard that one as well.
Or you can just wear some shades, huh? Shades. If they can wear shades in the club, you can wear shades in the kitchen.
So who would you say was your favorite guest or celebrity that you featured on the show?
Wow, I had so much fun with every single woman. I spent some time with Minnie Dlamini, I spent some time with Boosie, I spent some time with Anne Hirsch, and then I spent some time with, I think, some non-celebrity moms, you know, normal women.
Did you ever think that you would be this amazing musician and a chef as well?
It was never part of the plan. For 2 years, I was pushed to do a cookbook or a TV show, and I was like, no, man, I can't do TV show. And then 2 years later, I had a TV show.
When I did my first insert with you on Top Billing, you were like, oh, you know, I love cooking, Lorna, and that's kind of the space that I want to go into. And look at you now. You've got your own show, and it's doing pretty well.
It's just been a lot of fun. And it still does make me chill out. It still does help me to relax. So that's the best thing about cooking.
Now, I love a good diet, or at least a healthy plan.
Yes.
How did you lose all that weight?
I worked hard.
Right.
There was no secret. I literally just ate well, and then I just trained my butt off. And I just got into the gym. I ran, I played football. I did everything I could.
Have you ever had an embarrassing moment when you were possibly maybe trying to impress a girl for dinner and it went completely left?
Nope. Always works, man. When it comes to the ladies, when you're cooking for ladies, you must be prepared, man. You can't just come there unprepared. Do you like heat?
I like heat, a bit of heat.
A bit of heat.
A bit of heat.
I need those chilies chopped.
I'm feeling like I'm doing all the labor, like all the manual labor, and you're doing all the fancy stuff.
Okay, give that a stir.
Thank you. Yay! Now I'm gonna smell of onion. Oh, man.
Yeah, you see now.
How long do you saute these for?
About 5 minutes until they're soft and you see now they're nice.
Do you miss Portugal at all?
Of course I miss Portugal. I love, it's my home. It's where the whole family is. So, and I recently went there for the tour and it was amazing because I had my little niece front stage, I had my brother, I had everyone there, cheering us on. So it was beautiful.
And can your family actually believe that you've reached this kind of stardom from being this little boy from Portugal?
My mom is still freaked out about the whole fame thing. She's still very protective, but she's very supportive as well, I won't lie,
And the way you move your body makes me say,
I'm gonna add some flour. You can now stand over here.
All right, I'll step aside.
I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of flour, and then after this, I'm gonna add in the stock. I'm gonna add in some white wine, and I'm gonna add in the bay leaf, and I'm gonna let that simmer away for about 10 minutes.
MiCasa's music recipe blends producer Dr. Duda's solid gospel background with J-something songwriting, while trumpeter Mo T adds the jazz element. And when this man is cooking, everyone brings an appetite.
I'll give you a Bluetooth high five.
What you guys making today?
Made some beef trinchado.
Has he ever made this for you?
Jay has made a lot of dishes for us, and this dude is always asking guys, what you guys feel like today, and we just say it and it's done.
Well, I can't wait to taste the food.
Let the rums roll.
But guys, remember we spoke about this the last time. Since Dr. Jude is not here, and I'm available, you want to maybe audition me?
Definitely. Lights down dim, so I see chocolate skin.
Now that's more work. That's more work. That's more work. Just stick to the chorus. Chorus is easy.
I'll just be the backup dancer.
There'll be plenty to dance to when the guys release their new album, Home Sweet Home. Over 20 original tracks in a double-disc album, recorded on their recent international tour.
I've watched your careers grow and seen you on top billing style weddings. What has kept you out of the clutter and kind of humble, so to speak?
Well, first of all, it comes from our music even, There's no swearing within our music, and there's no Jay or Duda or myself trying to be hot shots.
It's a very deep understanding that without people, we are nothing. So we've always had that very clear understanding that we need to stay very close to the ground because that's where the people are and that's who we need is people.
You guys have to promise me one thing. You'll come to my house once a month to cook and sing. How's that for a deal?
Done.
High five on it. There we go.
Catch MiCasa live on their 5-city Dare to Love tour with PE, Durban and Josie still to come.